What's up? I'm LØLØ, and this is SoundAdvice. Thank you. Yes. My first album, so very exciting. It's 15 tracks that I've been working on for the past 3 years, and it's called Falling for Robots and Wishing I Was One. And every track on the album is either about falling for someone unemotional or emotionless and just, messed up, or wishing that I could be like that because I'm very overly sensitive and a mess a lot of the time. Yeah, that's a funny one. It almost didn't get written because when I brought the idea into my co-writers and producer, they were like, this is too niche. No one's going to understand that. But it actually is my highest streaming song. But I thought of that because I was out with this guy and I thought that my night was going to end a certain way in my bed. But instead, it ended a different way in my bed. I was just bawling my eyes out and it didn't work out. And I almost was like laughing at myself that like I really thought I was going to, get laid that night. But instead, I was alone and crying. And I was like, wow, that's pathetic. And then I wrote down in my notes, you turn me on, but you give me depression. So. Yeah, I would say that my advice would just be like, go with your gut, because I feel like when I first started writing songs, I definitely wasn't like that. I was a lot more wary, like looking up to songwriters that had more cuts than me or people that had more experience. But then I got to a certain point where I was just like, you know what? No, I know this is good. I feel like this, so I feel like people will be able to relate. And so I would say just like, really just stick to your guns and, obviously take advice from people, but don't hold that on a higher account than like what you feel. Yeah, I mean, it took me like 3 years because the first song I wrote for it was 3 years ago. But then once I started knowing that, okay, I'm actually doing this, I kind of was writing with it more in mind. Like once I'm such a concept person. So for me, once I like have a concept, then I could really like put all of the other like themes and like lyrics and everything together. Like I want this song to be on it. No, this song doesn't fit. But yeah, it did take a while because I'm also a perfectionist and I am also very scared all the time. So I was terrified, obviously, to put out an album because it's like such a big deal. And so I just would put out little EPs instead because it was a lot less pressure. But I would say advice to other people would be to just go for it. Don't be a pussy like I was for so long. That definitely started out very confusing. To be honest, I'm still confused constantly, but I understand it way more now. I would say just asking a lot of people, like ask questions. You could even SoundExchange is great. I remember I got on the phone with someone from SoundExchange that explained me so much. So don't be afraid to bother people and ask questions because it's not a bother, even though you feel like a bother probably because we're all the same tortured artists. And yeah, I would say my managers or publisher, stuff like that would help me to understand that.